Hi everyone, am I audible to all of you guys? Can you please confirm in the chat if I'm audible? Hi everyone, good evening everyone. I think I'm audible to all of you. Yeah, it's been long actually. Again, I'm live with the topic we have started, and I'm extremely sorry for that. Actually, I was involved with some of the work, some of the extra things actually I started, so that's why uh, it got a little bit delayed. But from now again, I'm going to continue this playlist. The playlist I started called Computer Vision for Developers, because this playlist I saw people are enjoying a lot, right? And this is also giving lots of benefits. Yeah. So today is day 19, guys, of our Computer Vision for Developer playlist. So far, we have completed till day 18. Okay. So we have seen like how we can perform real-time object detection with the help of YOLOv5. Okay, then I told you I will also show you how we can create the web app for these kinds of object detection project. Even you can also use your live camera to do the real-time detection system. Okay, yeah. So let me give you guys some quick recap like what we have done so far. So you can see, guys, this is our playlist, and we started from day one. I given you the introduction to computer vision, then we talked about image processing, convolutional neural network, okay, convolution operation, padding and stride, pooling layer, then we how we can train any kinds of CNN from scratch, then deconstructing constructing CNN vision and data augmentation, back propagation, transfer learning, web application for image classification. Okay, then we have also seen the deployment. I have showed you the image classification with PyTorch object detection. Okay, then I already explained about the RCNN, faster RCNN, fast RCNN. Okay, then you can see we have also done the real-time object detection with YOLO V5. And in this particular session, I'm going to show you how we can create a web app. Okay, I will be creating the web app with our live web camera for this YOLO V5 project we created. Okay, so I think if you play this video, so you will see that we have trained one sign language detection system. Okay, if I go to my, let's say, resources, so if you see, this is the this is the repository, guys, where I'm sharing all of my source code. So we have completed till day 18. Okay, so if I open the day 18, so here you will see we have created a sign language detection using YOLO V5. So if I open it up, let's open it up. Yeah, so this is the entire training notebook, guys. Inside this particular drive I have my data, and here is all of the configuration, all of the training logs, okay, accuracy. So everything is visible here. Okay, so if you are new to this particular session, guys, first of all, try to complete this session, complete day 18. Okay, then try to come to day 19, because we have already trained the model. Now we'll be using that model to create the web app. Okay, I'm not going to train the model from scratch again. So please go ahead and check it out this day 18, then you can start this day 19. And here is the training notebook. Okay, I showed each and everything, how this training would be happening, how you have to prepare the data, annotate the data, each and everything. I already covered that. Yeah. Okay, so to create the web app, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my local folder. Okay, so inside that, let's create a folder. I'm going to name it as day 19. So inside that, let's create the web app. Okay, so here I'm going to open up the VS Code first of all. Yeah, so for this development, guys, I'm going to use VS Code. If you are using any other code editor, it's completely fine. Okay, you can use that. Fine. Then I'm going to open up my terminal here. And you remember guys, we already created a environment. Okay, we already created an environment. Let me see here what is the name of the environment. Yes, so if I open up the readme file, I think it is available over the GitHub. Let me check the GitHub. I think that would be fine. Yeah, so if I open the readme file, okay, it is not there, I think. So not an issue. So what you can do, you can create a virtual environment. So what is the command to create the virtual environment? Let me add everything here. So readme.md. Yeah. So here, this is our YOLOv5 web app. Web application. Yeah. Then how we can execute that? How to run this? For this, first of all, you have to create a environment. What is the command to create the environment? So conda create -n. You can give the name, let's say YOLOv5 web app, or you can also give like simple web app. Okay, then you can specify the Python version. Okay, which Python version you want to use. So let's say I need this Python 3.11, this version. Okay, so you can use this particular version. Then once you have let's say created the environment, you have to activate that. So how to activate that? So this is the command for that. Okay, so conda activate web app. Then once our environment is activated, we have to install the requirement file. So how to install the requirement file? For this we have to write pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so these are some steps actually you have to follow, okay, before starting the actual development. So we don't have the requirements file. Okay, so first of all, let's create this file. So here I'm going to create a file called requirements.txt, and inside that you have to mention all of the requirements. Okay, but before that, let's create the environment and let's activate that. So for me, let me first of all check whether I have the environment or not. Okay, so for this I'm going to execute this command conda env list. So if I execute this command, so it will list down all of the environment you already have. Okay, so you can see web app. Okay, this is already there for me because previously I already created, that's why it's there. But for you, it won't be available. First of all, you have to execute this command. So please go ahead and execute this command. Once this environment is created, now copy the second command to activate your environment. Now let's copy this command and I'm going to paste it here. Paste it here. So my web app got activated. Okay, now let me clear. Yeah, then we have to add the requirements. Yeah, so what are the requirements you need, guys? Let me add one by one. So here you need, let's say, Flask, because we'll be using Flask. Okay, Flask for this web app development. Okay, we'll be creating a different route with the help of Flask. And I also need the Flask codes. Okay, Flask codes. Yeah, so these are the requirements you need. And apart from that, you also need this YOLOv5 repository. So you can search YOLOv5. Open the first link. So this is the YOLOv5 repository, guys. You have to clone this repository. Just click here and copy the link address. And what you can do, you can open up your terminal. Open up your terminal and just write git clone Okay, git clone, paste this particular link. Yeah. So it will clone this YOLOv5 repo inside my project folder. Let's wait. Okay, so cloning is done. Now if I expand that, so all the files and folders are available inside YOLOv5. It is also available here. Okay, now here guys, I'm going to refer this particular requirement.txt file. So let me open it up, and you can see all of the requirement, right? You have to copy that. You have to copy that and you have to paste inside your new requirement.txt file you have created. Let me paste it here. Yeah, that's it. Now let me save. Now we have to install the requirements. For this, let's open up our terminal, copy this command. Okay, pip install -up requirement.txt and execute it here. Yeah, so installation is complete. For me, it is done already because previously I already installed each and everything in my environment. Okay, but for you, it may take some time. Yeah. Okay, now the next thing, guys, what you have to do, you have to create a template file, because inside that we'll be writing the HTML code, because I need a web interface, right? And to create the web interface, I need HTML CSS code. So we'll try to mention it here. Templates, because we are using Flask, and Flask need this particular templates folder. Okay, yeah. Then we need some utility. So to create the utility, I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to name it as let's say YOLO app. So inside that, I'm going to create a constructor file. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to name it as utils. And inside utils, I'm going to create a constructor file. Yeah. Then I'm going to create another file called main utils .py. Yeah. Sorry guys. So inside this main utils, I'm going to mention all of my utility. Okay, utility I need. So here I need two utility. One is the decode image and one is the encode image. Okay, so why you need the decode image and encode image? Because here we have to upload a image, right? So let's say let me explain, okay, what we are gonna develop. Yeah, so let's say this is my web page. Okay, let me take this color. Yeah, let's say this is my web page, and here you will have one option. What is the option? Upload image. Okay, upload image. So once you will upload the image, so what will happen, you will be selecting it, okay, from your PC, okay, computer, and it is going to upload here. Okay, it is going to upload here, but we can't directly upload any kinds of image file. Okay, any kinds of image file. For this, we have to convert this image file to the base 64 string. Base 64 string. Okay, because HTML cannot take the raw file, whatever file you are sending. For this here, it has to convert to the base 64 string. So this base 64 string will be available, okay, in the front end, and whenever we receive this particular base 64 string, again we'll try to convert it to the image file. Okay, let's say jpg file. Okay, so for this we'll be using something called encoding and decoding. So to convert it to the base 64 string, guys, we'll be using the encoding method. Okay, encoding, and again to bring back to our jpg image, we'll try to do the decoding. decoding. Okay, and how we'll do this encoding and decoding with the help of, there is a package called base64, okay, in Python. We'll be using this particular library. Okay, now let me show you one demo how this thing will work. For this, you can visit this website called base64.guru, and here let's say I will open this one, base64 to image, and image to base64, image to base64. Okay, so first of all, let me show you the image to base64 conversion. So let's say here I'm going to upload an image. So let's say here I'm going to upload one image. Yeah, let's say this image I'm going to upload, and here you can see encode to base64. Now here you got one string, right? You got one string. So this is called base64 string, guys. Okay, you can see this is called base64 string. Now I'm going to copy this base64 string. I think you can see my screen, right? Yeah, so here's a copy. I'll copy this entire string, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to again try to convert this base64 string to the image file. So for this, let's open up this website, and here you have to paste this particular string. Okay, now you can see the decode option. Now if I click on the decode, now this image will be available again. See, this is the image. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, whenever we upload any kinds of image to any kinds of website, it converts to base64 string, then it will perform the decoding, and it will get back the JPG file or any other file you are sending. Okay, we'll try to do the same thing, and for this we need some utility function. So that's why we created this particular utils folder and main utils.py file. For a long time waiting for this video, sir. Thank you, Ayush. Actually, extremely sorry. I was involved with some other work. Actually, I think you know, right? Recently, not recently, actually, couple of months back, actually, I joined a company in US. Okay, so there, I joined as a developer, like a generative AI developer. So there, we are implementing a product. Okay, so that's why I was a little bit actually occupied with the product development, because I had to lead the team. I had to, like, let's say, develop so many features and all. So that's why it was a little bit difficult for me to manage this live session. Okay, yeah, extremely sorry for that. But this product is completed, guys. I already submitted the product, and right now actually my work pressure is not I mean that much. So definitely going forward, I'm going to continue this particular playlist. Not this playlist, guys, I'm also planning for any other live series on this channel. Okay, you can also let me know which topic you need from my end. Definitely I'll try to start that topic as well. Yeah. So for this, I need your support, guys. So the way you actually were supporting me previously, please try to support me, try to support my channel. Definitely I'll try to provide each and everything whatever you need from my end. Yeah. So I think you can understand, guys, because whenever you involve with other work, mostly in development side, so it's like very difficult to manage the time, right? Yeah. So far actually I haven't published any kinds of course yet on my Udemy also. So that is the reason. But again, I'm planning for some courses. Maybe I'm going to publish soon. Okay. Yeah. So one amazing MCP actually course I have recorded recently. I just completed the recording, so maybe I'm going to publish that course. Okay, on my Udemy. Yeah. Model context protocol. So this would be like very unique, and there are lots of things I have included. So I think this will be helpful for you. Yeah. Great. So let's write the utility file. Okay. So for this, let's import some library. So here I'm going to import base64. As I already told you, we'll be using this base64, and this is already inbuilt inside Python. Okay, you don't need to install it. So first of all, let's create a function. I'm going to name it as decode. Decode. Let's create the encode image first of all. Def encode image. Okay, encode image to base64. 64. So this will take your image path image path. Okay, and it will, let me simplify that. Yeah, so first of all it will open this image path. Okay, that means open the image in a read binary mode. Okay, read binary mode, that's why we have given rb here. Okay, as if, or you can write as a image file. After that, what you have to do, guys, you have to simply convert it to the base64 string. So let's return base64 dot b64 encode. Okay, there is a function called b64 encode, and inside that you have to give this image path, no, not image path, I think image file, dot read. Okay, dot read, that's it. So this will perform the encoding operation. Okay, now let me test this function whether it works or not. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take an image. Okay, so maybe I can use the same image for the sign language image actually I was using. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to, let me copy some of the image. Okay, just a minute, guys, let me copy the image. Where I kept the image, let me find out. Okay, sign language image. Yeah, so sign language image, guys, I got it. So here is a zip file. Let me unzip the file. Okay, so here in the test folder, image folder, I have some image. Okay, let's copy some of the image from here. I'll copy this one. Let me copy one image. Okay, as of now, just to show you the testing. So this image I'm going to keep inside my folder. Let's say here I'm going to create a folder called data. Inside that I'm going to keep it that. Okay, and let's rename the file as well because it's a big name. Let's only keep hello. Oh, fine. So let me open up my code. Yeah, so let's test this function. Okay, so to test it, here I'm going to create a file called demo.py. So first of all, we have to import this function. Okay, how to import? This is available inside this main utils. So from YOLO app. Okay, YOLO app. But before that, you have to install this folder as a local package. Okay, so you can write this code. You can write this code called hyphen, but actually I don't need it. Okay, why? Because here we don't have like too many complexity, because we have only one folder. Inside that we have our functionality. Okay, but whenever you have multiple folder, you are creating the modular coding and all, that time it is required. So I'm not going to create it. So directly I'm going to import. So from YOLO app dot utils dot main utils. Okay, I'm going to import encode image to base64. Okay, that means this function I'm going to import. Now let me define this. Let's say encode image is equal to encode image. So here I'm going to pass my image location. So the image location is data slash hello.jpg. Okay, hello.jpg, and I'm going to print this particular encode image right now. So this will return you the base64 string. So let's open up my terminal, and I'm going to execute this python demo.py file. Okay, so there is one error actually I'm getting. Bytes like object is not required built-in function. Okay, let me check the function one more time. Okay, so here I'm using the read, right? Read would be a function. So I have to give this parenthesis. Now I think it should work. Let's see. Yeah. So here is the base 64 string, guys, I'm getting. Okay, you can see this is the entire base 64 string. Even you can also test it. Okay, you can copy this and go to the base 64 guru, paste this base 64 string and convert it again, decode it. You will be able to get this image. But for this, let's create another function and try to test. Okay, we are able to decode it or not. So here I'm going to create another function called decode image. Okay, decode image. So this will take your image string, img string, and file name. Okay, and what it will do, guys, it will first of all get the image data. So img data is equal to base 64. There is another function called base 64 decode. Okay, and inside that you have to pass the image string, that means the base 64 string, and you have to open up the folder. Okay, open up the folder where you have to save this image. Okay, so let's say I'm going to open up my data folder. Open up my data folder. Okay, data folder, and inside that I'm going to save this file. So for this I'm going to take the file name and wb, that means read binary, because I'm going to write this particular file, right? Then simply I'm going to write f dot write image data. Okay, and I'm going to close this file. So f dot close, yeah. I think it is fine. Okay, so file name, here you have to pass the file name. Yeah, I think fine. Now let's test this. Okay, so test this. Again I'm going to import it, decode image. So here I'm going to call this decode image. So here you have to pass this encoded image, that means the base 64 string, and here let's say here I've given hello underscore decode.jpg. Okay, yeah. So now if I execute this code again, python demo.py, executed. Now see hello underscore decode.jpg is there. Now if I open it up, see guys, this is my original image again. Okay, so that's how, guys, we have to convert our raw images through the base 64 string, again reconvert it to the original file. Okay, and that's how any website works. Okay, if you create any web app, if you want to receive any kinds of image, that's how they're handling this scenario. Okay, yeah. Sir, next agentic course, please. Definitely agentic course. I'm going to note it down. Okay, agentic course. Welcome back, Boktir. How about the new series on end-to-end computer vision project using vision transformer, as now industries are heavily shifting towards the transformer based architecture? Okay, so Zirak Khan, actually I already told you in this computer vision for developer playlist, I'm going to complete each and everything. Okay, each and everything means uh, like vision transformer, whatever you have in the market right now, it is related to computer vision. So I am going to complete each and everything, no need to worry. Okay, we just started and we completed till day 19, and so there are so many things we have to still complete. So please wait, please give me some time. Definitely I'm going to complete that. Yeah, and there was a delay because I already told you I was involved with some of the work. That's why I was not able to get the time to take the live. Yeah. So our main utils is ready. Okay, now we can start implementing our web app. Okay, so for this, First of all, what I will do, I'll create another file here. I'm going to name it as app.py. Okay, app.py. And inside that, I'm going to create some Flask route. Okay, so let's import some library. Let's say I'm going to import operating system. Then I need these two things. One is the encode image and decode image. Okay, because these two things I need here. Yeah. Then I need Flask. So from Flask, so let me select my environment. I'm using WebApp. Okay, this environment. Yeah. So Flask, from Flask, import Flask. Then I need request. I need JSONify. Okay. I need render template, and I need response. Okay. So these are the functionality I need from the Flask. So if you don't know Flask, guys, you can simply go to the Flask documentation. Flask documentation. So they already mentioned like how you can use this Flask. Okay, how we can create the routes and all, everything they have in their documentation. So let's say a minimal application. So here you can see, guys, you have to import the Flask, create the app object, and you can create a decorator called app.route, and inside that you can define your method. Okay, so that's how they have already given some of the example. You can go through and you can understand. Yeah. So with that, I also need something called Flask course. So Flask course. Okay, course, import course and cross origin. Yeah, so this thing we need actually to handle traffic. Let's say if there is too many traffic in our let's say web app, or let's say in our route, in our API, so that time actually it handles that particular things. Yeah, we call it as a cross origin. Okay. Yeah, then we have to create the app object. So app is equal to Flask. Inside that you have to give this name syntax. Yeah, now once it is ready, I'm going to pass it to the course. Yeah, then I'm going to create a class here. Class name would be, let's say, client app. So this will have one constructor. Yeah, and inside that I'm going to create a class variable called self dot file name. Okay, file name is equal to, let's say, whatever user will upload any, let's say user will upload any kinds of image, and that image will have actually different name, right? So if I, let's say, open up this folder, so this image is having different name, but I don't want to take different name. Okay, I want a single name. Single name needs to be saved inside my folder, and that image I'm going to let's say load, and I'm going to pass to my model. Okay, this is the idea. For this, we'll be creating a unique image name. So unique image name is nothing but input image dot jpg. Let's say this image I want to save. Okay, this name actually I want to use. That's it. So once it is done, I'm going to create a route. Okay, so to create the route, def let's say I'm going to name this route as home. So what it will do, it will try to render the HTML index.html, that means the home page. And to use it as a route, you have to give this decorator called app.route. Okay, app.route. You don't need to pass the method because by default it will take the get method. Yeah. Okay, and if you want to test it, you can initialize this application. So if name __ main, inside that you can write cl app. Okay, cl app, that means client app. We created a class, right? So we are creating an object of this class. Then we have to execute this app.run. Inside that you have to mention the host name. Okay, host, I'm going to use my local host, that means 0.0.0.0, and you have to mention the port number. Let's say I'll give 8080, and debug is equal to true. Okay, that's it. Now if you execute this app, guys, what will happen? Let me know. this will not show you anything because we don't have this index.html page inside the templates. Okay, because by default this render templates will look for this templates folder. Okay, and inside that it will look for this index.html file. So let's create this file. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So inside that you have to mention the HTML. Okay, HTML code. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. So I already created a HTML template for you. Okay, and you can create it with ChatGPT, with any other AI assistant. Even if you already know HTML, CSS, you can also create by your own. But what I did, guys, I used ChatGPT to generate this HTML and CSS code for me. Okay, because I know that there are many people, they don't know about this HTML and CSS. No need to worry. Simply go ahead and open up your ChatGPT and ask like you need a web page. Okay, web page interface that will have one image uploader option, and that will have one button called detect. Okay, yeah, so this will give you this kinds of interface. That time you can copy this code and you can paste inside this index.html file itself. Yes, thanks for looking forward it. Thank you so much. I was waiting for this from the long time. Really appreciate your work. Thank you, Gohil. Thank you so much. Yeah. So guys, this is our HTML code. So inside that, guys, you can see I created a simple web app. This will have one input option. That means you can upload your image and you can do the detection. Okay, there is a button called detection. You can do that detection. So you can see I already added HTML, CSS, like some color and all, some margin and all. Okay, apart from that, it also has some button as some JS code. Okay, JS code to handle this route. Yeah, so I already added this inside my index.html, so you can use it as it is. Okay, in your project. Let's say you want to create another object detection project, you can use this particular template as it is. Okay, for your development. Yeah, but if you know, you can customize it. Okay, it's I mean, you can change the color, you can change the style, you can change the template. Okay, you can do anything. Yeah. Okay, now let me show you how this page will look like. Okay, so for this I'm going to open up my app.py. So Python app.py. So you can see it is opening my Flask server. It is running on localhost port number 8000. Okay, let me open this. Not 8000, 8080. Sorry. Yeah, so if I open up my localhost port number 8080. So see guys, this is how your web interface looks like. Get it? This is how your web interface looks like. So here you have one upload option. So you can upload any kinds of image. Okay, any kinds of image you can upload here. So let's just a minute. Copy. Yeah, so data. I'll select this image and I'm going to open it up. Okay, so this will upload like that. Now there is a button called predict. So now we have to enable this button. Okay, because if user clicks on the predict button, what it will do, it will first of all take this image and it will hit the model. Okay, the model we have trained, base.pt model, guys. Remember, we trained a base.pt model in this particular notebook. That base.pt model you need. Okay, remember there is a model called base.pt. Okay, so what I did, I already downloaded the model. Let me show you the model. I already have it. Here I already have the model base.pt. Okay, I'll copy this and I'm going to paste inside the YOLOv5 folder. Okay, there is a folder called YOLOv5. Let me open it up and let me paste it here. This is my base.pt model. Yeah. Now let's try to work on the detection part. And for detection, you don't need to write any kinds of code, guys, because YOLO already does it for you. So you can see in YOLOv5 folder, there is a file you will be getting called detect.py. Okay, you can see detect.py. Let's open up this file. Okay, so in this particular file, they already have written each and everything you need for the detection with your web camera, detection with a single image, detection with a multiple image, detection with a video frame. Okay, only you have to use this particular file and you have to give some parameter. But one thing you have to update here in this particular code, you have to add some line here. So let me show you. Detect.py. Yeah, so here I'm going to import pathlib package. Okay, pathlib. Then you have to set this pathlib to the Windows path. Okay, because we are using Windows machine. And if you're using any other let's say operating system, guys, Mac OS or Linux, for this you don't need to do it. Okay, those who are using Windows machine, you have to add this additional line. Okay, so let's say I'm going to make this object as temp and pathlib. Otherwise you will get proxy path issue in Windows. Okay, if you don't add this code. So pathlib dot proxy proxy's path. Okay, proxy's path. And here I have to mention pathlib dot proxy's path is equal to pathlib dot windows path. Okay, that's it. So this 3 line you have to only add if you're using Windows machine. Okay, and if you're using Mac OS or Linux machine, you don't need to do that. Now let me save this file. That's it. Okay, yeah. Now simply let's open up our app.py and let's create our another route. Yeah, so I'm going to name this route as def predict route. Okay, predict route. Def predict route. Okay, and this is a Flask Flask actually route. That's why we have to give this decorator. So @app.route, the route path should be /predict and method should be post and get. Okay, anything. And we also need to add this cross origin. Okay, cross origin in this particular route. Yeah. Now first of all, here we'll try to define this try except block. Except exception as e. Yeah, error. So inside that, first of all, I'm going to take the image. Okay, so whatever image user will upload, let's say user will upload one image from this particular window, right? So this image I have to take. Okay, this image I have to take, and initially this image would be converted to the base64 string, because if you see the HTML code inside that, you will see that we are converting to the base64 string, and this will be having this base64 string data inside this image variable. So let's take it as a JSON image. Yeah. Then what you have to do, guys, first of all, we have to decode it, because unless and until you are not decoding, what will happen? It will be remaining the base64 string. So we have to convert it to the original image file. So let's use the decode image function for that. So we already imported the decode image. Get it? We'll say that we are giving the image object, and we already defined the client app. Okay, cl app dot file name. Okay, cl app dot file name, because this is the file name I want to save this image. Okay, once you have done, then you can execute one command called waste.system. So if you want to execute any kinds of command, you can use waste.system and you can write the command. Okay, so let's say this is the command you have to write. This is the command you have to write. Okay, let me show you. This is the command. So first of all, we are doing the cd operation, cd where in the YOLOv5 folder. Okay, in the YOLOv5 folder, and that means another command. Okay, so let's say this is the first command, this is the second command. Okay, and double and means another command. What is the another command? Python detect.py. That means we are executing this file detect.py. We are passing the model weights is equal to base.pt, which is available here, base.pt. We are also passing the image size 416 because in the training during training we use the same size. Okay, then confidence score 0.5, that means 50% confidence I need from my model, and source is equal to inside the data we have input image.jpg because our image would be saved as an input image.jpg. Okay, that's why we're loading this particular file. So what it will return? It will return with the detection. And this detection, guys, what we have to do again? We have to decode it. We have to encode it. Okay, we have to encode it and send it to the HTML page. Okay, because user wants to see that. Okay, so for this we can use this code. Okay, we can use this code. Encode image to base 64. Yeah, this function will be using. So we are loading this image. Okay, so where this image would be saved? It will save inside YOLOv5. There would be a folder called runs detect experiment input image.jpg. So this will be loaded, and after that we are simply returning this particular result. Okay, so result is equal to our encode base 64 dot decode. Okay, utf-8. So this will have the base 64 string and we have to return it. Okay, we have to return it. Yeah, okay, so let's return it. Okay, so here I'm going to return it. Return JSONify result. Yeah, and one more thing I will do. Let's say next time whenever you will again execute, it will create another let's say experiment called experiment 1. Okay, but I don't need that another experiment. So every time once my experiment is created, I'm going to remove that. So waste.system, simply you have to execute this command. Okay, rm-rf YOLOv5.runs. So this runs folder you have to delete every time. That's it. Get it? Yeah, now let me test whether it's working or not. So I'll save and again I'll come back here. Let me refresh the page. Okay, it got stopped again. Let me execute the app. Yeah, app is running. Now let me simply upload the image and let's click on the predict button. You can see the terminal. Okay, so what happened? In the YOLO folder runs, there is 2 experiment got created. Still loading. Just a minute, guys. Let me check. Yeah. Done. So you can see right hand side guys, this is the detection. Okay, so after detecting, it is sending to the front end. It is actually decoding the image again. Okay, and you can see this is the result. Okay, how is the web guys, let me know. So this is the image level prediction. Okay, now I'm going to show you the webcam prediction. Oh, sorry, webcam detection. If you want, you can also upload any other image. Let's upload inside this file. I have some images. Let's say I'm going to upload this I love you. Okay, let's predict. See, I love you. But YOLO is pricing. No, I think not. YOLO is not pricing. It's an open source model. Okay. It's an open source model, open source research. Hmm. Now, yeah. Now, let me show you the next one, which is camera level prediction. That means you can use your webcam to do the real-time detection. So again, I'm going to open up this app.py, and here I'm going to create another route. Yeah, so I'm going to make this route name as def predict, or let's say detect live. Okay, detect live. So this will have the same thing. That means the route slash live. Right now we have to give slash live to activate this route, and method should be is equal to get and cross origin again. And only the change you have to do guys here. Let me show you the code. Yeah, that's it. So the same command again, cd YOLOv5, that means we are going into the YOLOv5. Python detect.py, we're executing the detect.py file. Where's the detect.py? Here. Then we're giving the model, that means base.pt, sending the image size, confidence score. Now source. So previously source is equal to our data folder. Okay, data folder location, that means the image file location. Right now, it would be source is equal to 0. 0 means you want to utilize your web camera. Okay, what is you want to utilize your web camera. Okay, if you are giving source is equal to 0, it will open up your web camera. Let's say you have multiple camera, you are using 2 camera. That time you can give the camera ID. Let's say 0 is your first camera. If you give 1, it will open up your second camera. Okay, and if you want to open up, let's say multiple camera, that time you can give like that. Let's say 0 1. Okay, like that you can give. Got it? Yeah, so I'm going to mention as 0 because I only have the single camera right now with me. Fine. So once it will open up the camera, it will do the detection. After doing the detection, it will remove the runs folder, and it will tell you camera starting. Okay, and if some exception occurs, it will raise the exception. That's it. Now to test it guys, first of all I have to stop my camera, but I'm using live stream right on YouTube. Let me see if I can stop my camera. Okay, just give me one time, 1 minute time. Okay, let me see if I can stop my camera. mm, Recording cam. Guys, one issue is there actually. Here I'm using YouTube Live, right? I'm using NVIDIA broadcast for that. So here I'm not able to close my camera. So if I'm not able to close the camera, that means I can't execute this route. Okay, it will not run. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to left this part for you. So what you can do, guys, to test it, open up your app and only give, let's say, slash live. Okay, slash live. So if I execute right now, it will not work for me because my camera route is busy. Okay, my application is not running. Yeah, so I'll give slash live. So my camera is busy right now, it will not work for me. See, it is telling attribute error because my camera is not none type. It's showing none type because there is no camera data. Okay, my camera is already utilized with YouTube. Okay, that's why it's not working. But for you it will work. Okay, for you, just try to stop your camera if you're using any Google Meet or anything and execute this route. You will see that your camera window will open and you will be able to see the demo. Okay, yeah. So let me show you how it will work. Okay, so I already have one video I recorded long back. So see guys, that's how you will be able to see the live. Get it? So that's how you will be getting this camera window. Once you execute the slash live, and you will be able to see the live detection. So you can move your hand. Let's say this is called thanks. Then see, this is hello. Even both hand it is also working. Okay, very powerful model. Then please, I love you, and yes. Okay, so all kinds of, let's say, gesture you can test because we already trained, right? 6 different sign activity. Done. So yeah, so this is how actually you will be able to use this live camera as well. Okay, now let's say you don't need live camera, you want to use video streaming. Okay, let's say you have a video file, there you want to detect the sign language, or let's say any other object. That time source is equal to, you have to give the video location. So here, instead of giving input image.jpg, you have to give input video.mp4. okay, you have to give the video file location. That time everything will remain same, only the file name will change. That's it. Clear? Let me know. Yeah. Yeah, so this is all guys from this live itself. I showed you how we can create the web app for the YOLOv5 object detection. Now, next class, I mean in the next session, I will also show you some other YOLO variant like YOLO V6, V7, V8, okay, till YOLO V11. Okay, I'm going to show each and everything, how we can do the object detection and how we can do the detection. But this web app wise, guys, I think you can create by your own right now, because I already showed you how to create the web app. So this part I'm not going to show you again. Only I'm going to show you the training part. Okay, how this training can be happen with YOLO V6, V7 or any other YOLO variant. And after that, your task would be create as a web app. Okay, let's say you are using YOLO V8. Try to create a web app for YOLO V8 the same way. Okay, yeah. So let's connect in the next class, guys. Next class, I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to conduct the next class. There we'll try to explore YOLOv5. Okay, YOLOv5 object detection, real-time object detection with YOLOv5. Then V7, V8, V9, V10, V11. Okay, and recently I think YOLO published something called YOLO Ultralytics new model. Okay, new model I think they have published. Yeah, YOLO 26. Okay, YOLO 26, they published YOLO 26 after YOLO 11. And this is like very powerful model. Okay, very powerful model. Even I'm also going to explain explore about this particular model in this session. We'll be using that. I'll also explain like what are the new functionality they have added, okay, why it is so powerful, each and everything I'm going to clarify. Just recently this model got published, guys. Okay, yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Let's hit 50k subscriber as soon as possible, and let me know whatever things you need from my side, and definitely from from today's session I'm going to recontinue our playlist. Okay, I'm going to complete all of the topic left, okay, in the computer vision, and I'm going to start a new playlist. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Bye everyone, good night, take care, bye everyone, guys.